back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome.
Welcome back. Give it a stretch. Okay. All right. Oh, that's good. All right. So hopefully that last work session was a productive one for you. Mine kind of, because what I'm going to talk about, I kind of went down a rabbit hole because I was revisiting some stuff. And I think I might be able to use it for other things more than what I just initially wanted to use it for. But neither here nor there. Let me just get into what I want to talk about. So for this break session, I wanted to talk about, like I mentioned earlier, the highlight creation clip video thing is kind of broken. I am not sure where in the pipeline it broke. I'm using a third-party service to take the recording of the video of the break session, right? I'm sending it there along with the timestamps, and I'm cutting out the clips and I'm joining them together using this third party. And then I'm taking that and I'm uploading it so people can download their highlight clips later. Something is broken, and I'm not sure what, because it's working fine. And I think something somewhere, I don't know. So that got me thinking, is there a better way for me to do this? Can I do it on my own? Just kind of like an exercise to see if it's possible. Because this is a while ago when I had this thing, right? And so I'm thinking the web and technology has gone so far that it might be good to revisit it. And so I've been kind of thinking about it in the back of my head, you know what I'm saying, jotting some things down. And a lot of it was like, I would need to set up like a server or something to do these things. And I'm kind of like trying to recreate it. And the thing I know I'd have to use is FFmpeg. That's the scene where everything kind of like, I guess that's the main technology to get this thing working, right? So FFmpeg, I'm like, all right, well, I guess I would need to install FFmpeg somewhere, be able to run these commands, do a bunch of stuff. And so I was thinking, I don't know if I want to get into all of that, right? So I'm just kind of like in the back of my brain thinking of different ways. And it was on this trip, last trip, where like Google I/O happened. And they were talking a lot of like AI stuff and machine learning and how some of these things could be done in the browser. And I got thinking like, I wonder if this FFmpeg stuff, if there's a way to run that in the browser, right? And so I did some searching, and sure enough, there's an FFmpeg WASM WebAssembly. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So I started doing some more digging into it. So let me share my screen to show you what I found. So I'll share my screen. So this is pretty dope. So I think I can use this as like the basis. I think I'm gonna share the entire screen because I have a bunch of different tabs. But that might mess something up. Let me just share this tab and I'll share the other ones. So this is the main site, right? So FFmpeg WASM wasm.netlify.app, right? And so you can see here, FFmpeg.wasm is a pure WebAssembly / JavaScript port of FFmpeg, enabling video and audio record, convert, and stream right inside browsers, which is dope. So I love when they just have like a click to try it now, right? And so you can see here, data security, FFmpeg.wasm runs inside your browser. Data security is guaranteed as no data is sent to a remote server, which is dope. And then it transpiles FFmpeg source code to WebAssembly code using Emscripten. Shout out to all the folks who be putting in work in Emscripten to achieve optimal performance. And then made with TypeScript, FFmpeg.wasm is written in TypeScript to provide great developer experience. So if you want to kind of like add on to it or what have you. And then they have all these different external libraries. So you can encode and all these different things. Shout out to MP3, OGG, Opus, file font renderer, all these things, right? H264, H265, dope, right? And then when you click the try it now, it takes you to the playground, which is this tab here, right? And so Playground allows you to try ffmpeg.wasm without any installation or development. And I'm a big fan, again, like getting people to try stuff as quick as possible with as little hurdles as possible so they can kind of see whether or not they want to do it. Now, I'm not going to do this because I don't know how it may affect my stream doing all this stuff like locally. But the way it works is it automatically loads like about 32 megabytes of like assets. And that's the FFmpeg stuff, right? And then we click press the load samples. It loads. I think I can do that. So load samples. It loads this .webm video file, right? Which is just this file is just 10 seconds of Big Buck Bunny, right? Which is kind of like the testing movie that everybody uses for like video stuff, right? And dope. So it's like the first 10 seconds, right? And what this does is that it loads it, and so you can here's the stuff that you pass into ffmpeg wasm, so it understands. It even shows you like the equivalent of like the actual what you would type into like your command line or like the API call when you doing it, right? So you put your stuff in here. It shows you when you do it on your own, and then if you're doing it on the command line. So what this thing is doing, basically, from what I understand, is that it's going to take this input, this video WebM file, right, this one here, and then convert it to a MP4, which you can use a lot in like editors and all sorts of things, right? Because WebM is just for basically, from what I understand, the web, right? You can't really import that into something if you want to like edit it or whatever, like in an editor or anything, right? So you'd have to convert it, and that's what this is doing. Pretty dope. And so it does that fine. Now, remember, what I'm trying to do is create a highlight clip editor, right? So you basically get the recording of the video, the timestamps that you selected. Oh crap! I totally did not have that sharing the right screen. I really should have probably just shared the whole thing. So again, here is like the arguments you put in for the command, right? And then here's what it looks like if you do the API call on the ffmpeg wasm, and then if you were to do it in the command line, like just using ffmpeg itself, right? And so you put in here, it's like an array of some arguments, pretty dope. And then, so what it's doing is taking this video.webm file and converting it to a video.mp4 file, basically that, right? So now my idea is to be able to use ffmpeg.wasm to load the recording of the break session locally on a person who you kind of like when you create the highlight. My thinking is if you created the highlight timestamps, like you participated in that, then what will happen is you will load the recording of the video. And again, I got to test all these things, but you record it local. You load the recording locally, right? And then in my mind, those timestamps, which are locally on your probably like in your local storage, maybe it will check to see if that's there. When the video is ready, it will then load the video. I'll send like a command or something and saying, hey, the video recording is ready. If you have the local timestamps in your local storage, if you have the timestamps in your local storage, then load the recording on your computer, in your browser, not your computer, but in your browser, and then take those timestamps and cut out the clips and then join them together, all using ffmpeg.wasm. And so I kind of started that during the last work session. So what I did was I looked around and I found the command to do like trimming, they call it, right? And so share this tab instead. So like I said, I'm not going to do it in this one because it might mess up my streaming. But this is like the command here. So this is like a skip seek or something like that. And so I'm taking the same clip, right? The WebM, the input here. Is a 10-second clip. So I'm going 5 seconds in, or I'm seeking 5 seconds in. I'm creating a copy, and then I want to trim a 3-second clip from that. So I'm going 5 seconds in. I'm gonna get 3 seconds, which means there's like 2 seconds that are cut off, right? So the clip should be 3 seconds long, and I'm calling it video-clip.mp4. And so that is basically this thing here. And so you can see it does a whole bunch of stuff, what have you. It tells you everything here, which is pretty dope, right? All the things it's doing, great. Stop doing that. And so it took like 0.22 seconds, super quick, right? And they created this video clip. And so here it is here. Share this tab instead. So this is it here. You see it's 3 seconds long, right? Now, here is the original clip at 5 seconds in, right? And if you notice, so this is the original. If I go back to the clip, it's the same exact point. So it did go 5 seconds in, right? And then it's just a 3-second clip. So now I'm thinking, so I was kind of going through I found a FF. Oh, also, before I go into that, shouts to them. They have like examples that you can look at. Where was that? Let me see. Try to find it first. Example. Okay, so here we go. So under the main page, right? So under examples, so getting started, examples, they have all these different things you can use. So like vanilla JavaScript, React, Vue, Angular, Next.js, Svelte Kit. So that's pretty dope that they have like a wide range of different like frameworks and things. I like the vanilla JavaScript. I want to see what it takes without all the framework stuff, right? And so shouts to them for that. And so that took me to the GitHub, which is this one right here. And so here they have a bunch of different examples. So like transcoding, which is basically what we just did. You can do multi-threading, right? Using also you can use an ESM module, which is pretty dope, right? So it gives you both like UMD and ESM. And then there's like the trimming, which is kind of like what I did. I wish I would have saw this first because that it shows you how to do it. But then also the concatenation, which is joining of the tracks. So I think by being able to try and like combine a bunch of these, I'll be able to get the highlight clip generator that I've been wanting to do, and all within the browser, which would be dope. So I've got to set that up. And so that's something I'm going to kind of be working on in the future. But like it's pretty dope. So like and then I was looking up, there's a Wikipedia. Did I still have that? Let me see. I think I might have gotten rid of it. Let me go here. Let me add this to the list of links too. Like this is where I think I'm going to get a lot of the commands for FFmpeg. I've not played around with FFmpeg so much, but let me share this tab instead. So this is like the wiki for all like FFmpeg stuff. And so I was kind of going through this. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it. So like, yeah, grabbing, so you can like capture audio from like FFmpeg. Let's see. You can capture a webcam input. So like if you wanted to do, so there's all this stuff I'm gonna kind of like play with. You know what I'm saying? And then there's like the streaming thing, which, yeah, so encoding for streaming sites such as Twitch. So imagine being able to stream from your browser. So that might be kind of dope because that's the thing I've been trying to do before. That wasn't really possible. But now, so yeah, so this is giving me all sorts of ideas of different things I can try and do. You know what I'm saying? And like they had a thing where we're creating a waveform image from an audio stream, which for my radio show, that may be kind of cool, right? But yeah, a lot of this stuff is just like super dope. Wait, you can how to extract and remove closed captions. But yeah, so this is kind of like the rabbit hole I was going down before. So this has like concatenation and trimming and all these other stuff too, and a lot more. So I'll probably be using this to try and get to where I want to with all the other stuff. But yeah, so but real quick, just to show you, like, so the concatenation, you need like a file that lists all the different video files that you want. So you need like a text file, which is what like they're doing here. So he's creating this list, this concatenation list. So from what I'm looking at the code, I haven't run the example, but there's like a where is it? So there's, you select multiple files and concatenate, right? And it's like a file uploader, like a file input, right? And then from there, it takes those files, it transcodes them, then it adds them to a list, that same files list, and then it joins them together. And then it sets the video player that's on there with the file that you can then view the things joined together, which is pretty dope. So it's a really good example. So shouts to Jerome Wu, who's the person, from what I understand, that kind of like put all this stuff together. So shouts to Singapore and Jerome Wu. And yeah, this type of thing I may actually sponsor. If I can get this working, I may actually sponsor. So, because it's a lot of work and I appreciate it. And so shouts to Jerome Wu. Yeah, but I think that's it pretty much. Super dope project. And I might even give it to like FFmpeg just in general as well too. So yeah, especially if I can get this thing working, that'd be dope. Because I was paying like, I think, was I paying the service or was it a free thing? I don't remember. But like I was probably paying. I don't know, but still, I like to try and support people who are doing really dope work. So again, ffmpeg.wasm, super dope. I'm gonna get y'all back to work because I'm actually finishing up the final day of my trip from Japan. So I'm getting that done. I need to get that finished because that's just taking way too long. I just want to get that done. I've been rethinking how I can probably make it easier, because the problem is I have like different photos and videos from different devices and everything, like cameras and stuff. I need to just put them all in one place so that I know where everything is. Because right now I'm trying like looking different places to see, like, wait, did I upload this already or whatever? Like, isn't this thing? Is it? So try not to miss anything. And so I think if I just know I put everything at the end of the day all in one device, then that could be like the sole source of the truth of everything. So I don't know. That's just more random stuff. But yeah, I get y'all back to work because there's work I want to get done. I'll send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here is an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, aka A Buddha. The track is called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you 15 minutes after the hour. Or take a look at an artist's website. Maybe listen to some music, watch some videos. Maybe you'll become a fan. All right. So again, thanks for hanging out. I will see you 15 minutes after the hour. Till then, I wish you much productivity. Y'all be easy. Anthony Cruz, aka A Buddha. Thank you. Peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I want to say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like hell. And everybody says hell. We spread love like hell. I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I want to say thank you for being there